Hello, darlings. It's your boy Jingle. Welcome back to another episode of Thriller Video Thursday. I unfortunately missed out on doing this last week. I had a horror movie convention that I had to go to with my family, and I even watched the movie and had the review already. But when it came down to it, I didn't have enough time to get it out for you guys. But here we are. For those of you that are new here and don't know, every Thursday I review one of my Thriller Video VHS tapes. They're in a big box packaging and they were hosted by Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. This is episode 17. So we have gone through 17 of these. I believe we only have another like 6 or 7 more after this, if I'm remembering right. But before we get into it, please remember to like and share this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. If you're interested in more horror content or Elvira content like this, stay tuned. I have a new Elvira series that I'm going to be hopefully starting once we are done with this one, so stay tuned for that. But let's get into it. So this week we are going to be talking about The Picture of Dorian Gray. Now, this was a made-for-TV film that was released in April of 1973, and it was directed by Glenn Jordan, who is best known for well, at least best known to me, for the Frankenstein thriller video movie. I didn't recognize any of his other works, but I really enjoyed the Frankenstein full-length feature on Thriller Video. So I was really expecting to enjoy this one, but I'm just going to come right out and say it. I did not like this one at all. This review is not going to be super long because I could not get into this. It was such a slow burn. And while I did like some aspects of it, the majority of it was just a dud to me and it fell flat. So this one it's actually based on a novel by Oscar Wilde, who is a classic writer. And it's basically, the story is about a young man named Dorian Gray, and he makes a deal with the devil through a portrait of himself, and he wants to stay young forever. So he basically sells his soul to the devil to stay young forever. Now, this is a period piece that takes place in 1800s England. And like I said, right from the rip, he's with the guy that painted his portrait, and he speaks to the portrait that he would give his soul for the portrait to grow old instead of him. And that's where our story takes off. Now, I will show you what Dorian Gray looks like. This is Dorian Gray in the film, and right when I saw him, I was instantly reminded of the UFC fighter Paddy Pimblett, if you guys know who he is. He looks like they have a lot of very similar features, especially if you were to turn Paddy on the side like that. But if you're looking at him like straight away too, they just look so much similar. So that was pretty funny to me. But like I said, that was probably one of the only things I really enjoyed about this film. One of the main characters sounds just like Steve Martin's character in Looney Tunes Back in Action. So he had to have ripped off the actor. I can't remember exactly what the actor's name was, but he talked just like Steve Martin's character in Looney Tunes Back in Action, if you guys have seen that. Dorian is a very unlikable character overall. I don't know if you're meant to like not like him, but that's how I felt about him all the way through this. Just did not like him, did not relate to him at all. He starts noticing that the picture is like aging or rotting away as he is staying the same age. And his girlfriend ends up getting murdered, and he is accused of murdering her, but he's having a hard time like remembering what's going on. And the guy that did his painting said that he wants to defend him in court, but he can't see his soul anymore in him because it's gone into the painting. At least that's what I assumed. But he is being driven mad from his portrait aging. And it's like, isn't this what you wanted though, dude? Like, I don't understand. He ends up murdering the painter. They get into a violent tussle. There's a really cool scene when you're looking at the painting and blood is like dripping from the corpse's or the corpse and the painting's fingers. And I thought that was really cool. The girl that he kills brother ends up coming looking for him years later. But since he hasn't aged, he's like, there's no way that this could be the guy because it's been so long since this has happened. And the last time we see the picture of Dorian, it's a rotting corpse, and that looks really cool. Like, I enjoyed that part of it. And then we end with a quote from Oscar Wilde himself, and it says, "Those who go beneath the surface do so at their peril. Here's the corpse at the end when the painting is like completely aged and rotting away. I thought that was pretty cool. It was a cool effect. Um, I really like the ending with Elvira too. It's really funny, but overall, this movie was just not for me. Like I said, I almost damn near fell asleep while I was watching it. And I definitely rank this the lowest out of all the thriller videos that I've watched. And it's really surprising because so far, the feature length films have been my absolute favorite. So I was pretty bummed out by that. But let's take a look at the tape. Now, the artwork on the tape is absolutely beautiful. This is the picture of Dorian Gray. This is the Elvira big box tape. Absolutely love that artwork. It's like Two-Face almost. It reminds me just of Two-Face from Batman. It's starring Nigel Davenport, who I didn't recognize in anything else. I also love the back of this one. You got Elvira with like the pile of flesh and blood. I absolutely love that. So this one says, "Tonight I'm working on my bust, the clay one, darlings. But for you, my little horror artists, I've got a ghoulish portrait of terror guaranteed to wipe the smirk off of Mona Lisa. You see, in the picture of Dorian Gray, there's this young dandy named Dorian who wishes his portrait would age instead of him. Let me tell you, in the next 20 years, Dorian really parties a lot, and boy, does his picture get ugly. I mean, this picture is so ugly, it makes Quasimodo look like Charles Atlas. Anyways, kids, I'm sure you'll get the picture in this one. Unpleasant dreams." Now, this one was it was 2 hours and 9 minutes too, which was just a little long for me, in my opinion. But yeah, like I said, I didn't really enjoy this one very much. Tune in for next week. We're going to be watching a Dracula film. It's a feature-length film. I believe it's got John Carradine as Dracula, which is really exciting. I'm a big fan of his, so I'm hoping I will like that one. That tape, actually, and a lot that I got, it has quite a bit of mold on it. So I'm going to run it through my mold cleaner. I'll try to get some pictures for you guys. I got this mold cleaner from VHS's Life. Shout out to VHS's Life. It is such a cool little contraption. I'll try to get some pictures for you guys. But anyways, that is all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. And until next time, unpleasant dreams.